Well, hi there. Welcome to the Ivory Tower. We're now 2 or 3 days removed from the provincial election campaign here on Prince Edward Island. I saw Robert Guilla's elected with a big majority. He's in with 22 seats, Conservatives 5 seats. No real surprise in terms of how the seats were divided in the legislature, although you can argue that the Tories performed better than anticipated. What is disconcerting is the level of the majority based on the number of votes. PEI has a population of 140,000. In this election, there were 98,000 plus eligible voters. 77% of us showed up to vote, which is a record low. The Liberals only received 38,000 votes or so. And out of 38,000 votes in a province of 140,000, that translates into 22 seats out of 27. That is a broken system. The Liberals don't deserve that type of majority. But that's the system we use, and it's a broken, flawed system that needs changing. The third parties, the Greens and the NDP and the Island parties, they like to harp about the need for electoral reform, and we do need electoral reform. But my word, it would be an easier sell on Prince Edward Island if the third parties on PEI, specifically the NDP, actually did what is necessary to grow a party into a credible alternative. And this past election, is the perfect example of a failed opportunity. The NDP under James Rod did woefully poorly, garnering something like 3% of the vote. Now, this is a party that's been around for 40 plus years, going back to Aquinas Ryan when he ran diligently in the 70s for the NDP. To get 3% of the vote after Jack Layton died, and the halo effect that shows just how weak the NDP is. And the problem that we're seeing is the excuses flowing from James Rod. I couldn't get enough candidates because of patronage. BS. We're surprised that the election was going to be held, even though we knew for 3 years the date. We couldn't open a campaign office until 10 days before the election. We're more concerned with churning out long-winded, poorly written press releases that no one reads than doing the groundwork necessary to grow the party. And therein lies the problem. The PEI New Democratic Party is a debating society. It's a club. It's not a party. It has never done the things necessary to grow the party. And that means raising money. That means attracting new members. That means attracting quality candidates respected in their communities. And that means challenging the Tories and Liberals as equals. It hasn't happened. It won't happen under James Rod and the current executive of the NDP. This party needs to implode and start from scratch. There is an opportunity on this island. You can see it in the frustration of Islanders who are not showing up at the polls. If the NDP, which is a national party as compared to the Greens, has a larger force, certainly has a history in Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and Newfoundland, can find a leader and an executive that aren't willing to accept 40 years of ineptness, that are wanting, desiring to grow the party, then Islanders may listen. But we will never listen to the NDP as long as it's a small club that is more interested in seeing a name on a press release than a name on a ballot winning. Until next time, I'm Paul MacNeill.